Welcome back to Ultimate Challenge, the Nomads Edition. After a 7-hour journey, the Nomads finally arrive at Loyangalani in Marsabit County. This small town is located some 320 kilometers from Marsabit town.
Nomads, welcome to Loyangalani, which is still in Marsabit County. You have arrived at your destination. As a tradition, when nomads reach at a habitat or their destination, they usually have a meal, a feast to enjoy. This is why you're here. So please, feel free and enjoy.
The Nomads are not holding back. They are clearly enjoying the meal prepared for them.
I was seated at the back of the truck and I was telling myself, Bianca, why don't you go sit in the front so that when you get out, you eat the most of the food, you know, before everyone else starts. You see watermelons, you don't even eat watermelons by the way, but then you're like, woof, I just want to get in and dig. We get here, yes, in the bus, everyone is like, hey, we even have tents, it's going to be nice, it's not going to be challenging. Why were they even telling us to buy shelter? So everyone gets comfortable again because we even seen the food. Actually, I told Ibrahim, can you see those 2 goats? Because there were some 2 goats hanging outside. And I was like, wow, they've even prepared for us some goats, so we can always be cutting a piece. You know, you're excited.
I didn't expect actually a feast. Maybe I can say maybe I expected some small pastries just to keep you breathing and keeping you alive at that moment. But I didn't expect actually the treat that we got. So that was a kind of, I was shocked. I got a culture shock at that moment. And also I just knew somehow it's not right. That is not, it's not, I shouldn't get in a comfort zone because I knew that is not going to last, yeah. So I knew it was a psychological game. So I knew, yeah, let me feast, but I know this is not going to last, yeah.
Well, when we got here, kulikuwa na nyama choma, tent zimewekwa, maji, fruits, nini. You know, unafeel hata hakuna kitu kufanya. As in unafeel haitakuwa ati nini sana. Haitakuwa na tense sana. Unaona haitakuwa na tension mob because first of all we've been given the tents and now a feast and now water and hata kama tulikuwa tunaogopa, you see tena you get to another warm welcome. So unaenda tu ukifree up, let go, ukitry to loosen up a bit, usikuwe stiff, ndio zin uko umechangamka, unaona.
After filling up their stomachs and the Nomads feeling rather satisfied, Brian comes in with an announcement.
Nomads, how are you? You fed? You okay? I know you want to rest from that arduous and long journey. Around you, there are 12 tents. Pick your luggage from the bus and feel comfortable. Rest, because you need it.
The Nomads are asked to pick a tent and rest. They quickly rush to the truck, pick their luggage and settle into their tents.
I told them something so basic. You're not gonna go through the trouble of setting up a tent with a rock the size of 3 people's heads right in the middle of it and say that that tent is permanently there. I put my bag in, And then I realized, no, something is wrong here. So I didn't get comfortable.
The nomads are pretty excited. But after 2 hours of rest, their world is brought crashing down with a sudden announcement.
All nomads, I want you to stand outside your tent. You remember the rules. They were quite clear during the first challenge. Do you remember them? There were 3 basic rules: cutting tools, shelter, and food. We are pulling down the tent. So, what you do, get into your tents, take everything out because you are pulling them down right now.
Where was my bag just now? It was out in the open. When you see something a million miles away, you tend to start to behave in a way that will prepare you for it. Indio Madarao.
I think, and I'm sure, those tents were never meant to be ours. Secondly, it was just a show because of the water problem that happened. That I don't know what happened, but people were stealing water, or someone was saying, I got the water and the others bought it. What is snitching? And then, well, you guys wanted just to show them, or even maybe have content. So it was making everything more dramatic.
This announcement has caught most of the nomads unawares. Some, like Delia, are unhappy with this declaration. However, she finds a shoulder to lean on. Sabina and Nyla comfort her, and she is back to her normal self.
I broke down, literally. I was just crying because at that point, I didn't want to do this. I wanted to go back home. I wanted to go back home. I can't do this. While I was at that, suddenly the senior nomad says, congregates us and says, they're taking away the tents. At that point, I'm thinking, wow, can it get any worse than this?
When I saw that there were 12 tents, I was like, oh, phew, thank God, you know? But then when they were taken away, I was like, okay, now this is crazy. What do I do, you know? But I knew, at the end of the day, I knew it wasn't going to be easy.
I bought water. My biggest fail was water because I drink a lot of water normally. So, water was a big problem. I didn't buy enough, I think, but somehow I've gotten to get water, so I've not even drank the water I had. I'm trying to save my water as much as I can. And canned food, you know, vitu sihitaji kupika. Like even if I get a canned food of beans, I can eat that for lunch without having to cook because my fuel is also not enough to cook every day. So, like things like fruits, I bought fruits, juices, a lot of multivitamin juices. I forgot to buy energy drinks because my energy is like going down very fast. Yeah, proteins too, the energy. I bought even chocolates because sometimes you need some, you know, some sanity to come back. So I think chocolate does that.
Well, wow, it was quite a big shock kuambiwa mtoke. Wajua kwanza tulikuwa tushaambiwa choose where itakubamba. So some chose the tents that were on the other side, wenye iko karibu sana na barabara, sijui kwa nini. So when the big shock came, wow, sasa hapo ndio ikakuwa, as in it got real. Now this is real sasa.
Delia is one of the 8 nomads that did not deem it necessary to purchase a tent. Only Washu, Brian, Daniel, and Sabina bought one. This new state of events has the nomads scrambling to make sleeping arrangements with those they consider allies. For Rehema and Naila though, sleeping in the great outdoors is part of the experience for them. They decide to come up with a semi-permanent structure that will serve as home for the duration of time they are here.
But there were like 3 people in one small tent, which is barely enough for one person. So I decided, you know what, we're supposed to survive. We're out here to survive and to show our survival tactics. So how about we set up something? So yeah, we cut down some thorny branches and made a semi-shelter. Yeah, which is very ventilated. Very, very. No walls.
Okay, I didn't have a shelter. I made a shelter. We made a shelter with Naila because the 2 of us didn't have a shelter. There were tents, yes, and people were ready to share, but considering the tents were small, actually I preferred making a shelter because even sleeping in that tent, you squeezed, and we were all of us are sleeping on the ground, on the soil. So it doesn't make a big difference because it's only covering your head. That is where the comfort is. But again, it was too hot. So I just preferred making a shelter out of the cactus trees, the acacia trees. And there's a sack I had, so we cutted it and spread it, then it made the masai. It wasn't easy because the hips are used to the comfort of the mattress. So it was tough, but I would say I think our shelter was the most comfortable out of other shelters because at least us, we had fresh air coming through, and actually there was wind, but the way we'd made our shelters, our luggages, we arranged them a little bit higher on the head side. So the wind will come, the sand will get stuck at the end of the luggages. So actually we are not getting sand on our faces, and even if we were getting, it was minimal.
With dangers lurking everywhere, a menial opts to sleep on top of an acacia tree.
I had a rope, then I had to look for a place. I saw a tree with trees are branching in different ways. I had to put it like a bed, and I spent my night, and I was okay.
Pascal and Luigi's decision not to buy a tent is coming back to haunt them. Nevertheless, they come up with an ingenious way of solving their predicament. Acting as helpers, they decide to help those with tents, hoping to get a place to lay their heads for the night.
Chop. Huh?
Washu is joined by Beatrice and Ibrahim, who help her pitch her tent. After recovering from her earlier shock, Delia works with Daniel in putting up his tent. Due to a cut finger, Brian is assisted by Luigi and Pascal to set up his tent.
Come this side, a bit. Here.
With the tent set up, the nomads decide to light a fire. Fire acts as a source of protection, while at the same time shedding light in such a dark environment.
If you know where to fit it, well, later too.
Enough, guys. The other nomads soon give up, and only Daniel is left to fight this battle that he is clearly losing.
But the bigger rocks will need.
Even if we need the wind now.
But the bigger rocks will, on the side.
Next week on Ultimate Challenge, the Nomads Edition.
I'm stuck, I can't even move.